Bunny, bunny, bunny. Rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. Oh my gosh, you guys, it is September 1st. I think I just mistakenly hearted my own TikTok live. I can think of worse. Welcome to September, Monday, September 1st. My goodness, how the time is flying. The weather is letting me know that it is a different season, faux show, faux shizzle, because it is what I'm calling this year sock weather. I don't know, it just feels like all of a sudden I'm not just hopping out of bed and walking outside with my bare feet. I got to put socks on. Socks, Johnny, socks. So, happy Labor Day. I hope you are not laboring today. But you know what, to me, in many ways, though not, I guess, the true definition, because a labor of love is something you do without payment, and I get paid to coach people, and I think that's totally great. But I am showing up because I love what I do. I am, and I'm here to help you and not just be a little factory worker, but God bless the people working in the factories and the workers all over the place. So good morning. Beth, Destination Decluttered here on the 1st of the month. Those of you on the Destination Decluttered part of the email group, not just on the list, but part of the group. I put the schedule for the TikTok lives and the YouTube lives on the secret page. And so it's there. And later today, the decluttering party tickets are going to be available. So there's some admin stuff going on. I hope I'm not catching a cold. I feel a little bit of a little things there. So I'm going to take a sip of tea. And I hope you're doing well this morning. Good morning, Ocean Nana. And Kate Kager, thank you for the little flower. I love it. And Melissa and Gigi and Caitlin and Van and Rose and Meggles from Ohio. Love it. And Debbie, very cool. So nice to see you all. I know that for many people today is like not a typical Monday. It's a holiday. So I figured I would show up anyway. I am here to help you with your clutter. I'm here to help you with ostensibly your physical clutter, because that's the stuff that we see every day. And what we see every day can make us think and feel a certain way and do a certain thing and yada yada. But also the mental clutter. You know, all the thoughts swirling around in your head of, you know, did I do the things I wanted to in the summer? What do I want to do in the fall? Oh my gosh, we've got like what? September, October, November, December. Okay, so we've got 4 months left of 2025. You know, I love this. Debbie Hemmel is saying, happy Labor Day, great day to do work for myself. Yeah, we're working for everybody else many times. If you know, even if you're not working externally and from the home, you could be working for your family. You could be working for your friends. When are you working for you? When are you saying, okay, what's the goal? Maybe that'll be, I'll try to, I am kind of not all over the place, but maybe one of the things we could do is think of your work, think of your life as a business, right? And I love it. Okay, Meggles says, my house is so cluttered, but it's a work in progress. We are all works in progress, Meggles, okay? But I can help you with that, because there are places that, you know, I love that you're making progress. I do. I show up kind of like, bing, here's Beth showing up. I show up to help you where you are struggling. So there are plenty of things, decluttering wise, that you do well. I know it. But there are some things that, like, you missed that class. You were never offered that class. You didn't take that lesson. How could we put that in the business world? Because I love talking like metaphors. Like, you were not sent to that seminar. When you were hired for your role, you weren't even hired for it. You just kind of got into it, but there are some gaps in your knowledge. And there's nothing wrong with that. I am here to help you fill in those gaps of knowledge on how to declutter, and not just how to declutter, like fold your t-shirt this way or that type of stuff. It's noticing kind of what's going on in the background that causes you to do what you do or not do what you don't, or you're not doing. And being cool with that, seriously, being cool with that. I'm not going to force you to change into being anything you don't want to be. But if you're not cool with it, if you're like, damn, I really do want to change, but I just don't know how. It's like staring at a car and saying, I really want to learn how to drive, but I just don't know how. Staring at it isn't going to help. You get somebody to help you, and that's me. Okay? Okay, so Mignon says, I have zero motivation. Ooh, no, I love this one. My availability to declutter is in the evening and I'm tired after work. Okay, so what I hear right there, honestly, is two things. Is physical energy, like I am tired after work. And I will be honest with you, I get tired in the afternoon. I was yawning. I have been called out twice in the past 7 days for yawning in public because I was, as I like to say, I was up past my bedtime. So it's totally cool if you are tired and you don't feel like working because your body is tired. Honor that. The thing I get curious about, and this is one of the reasons why, and I haven't even introduced myself, I always just jump right in because that's the fun part. I jump into the pool versus wading in and things like that. So my name is Beth. I'm a decluttering life coach, and my coaching is called Destination Decluttered. So Mignon, sometimes we need to rev up the motivation. Like what is going to get me out of bed? Why am I getting out of bed today? Why am I going to do anything? And that's a question. So I get curious about your answer. Now, I use this metaphor of a road trip. You see, I'm pointing up above my head, like we're here, but there's something different we want. What is that? And usually for me, I keep it simple. It's a decluttered house destination on a road trip driving towards declutter. So if you have zero motivation, and this is not just for Mignon, but anybody, figure it out. No, I always say figure it out. That sounds harsh. Get curious. Get curious. Why am I going to do the things I'm going to do? What is the reason behind it? Okay. So, get curious about why you're going to do the things. Now, I'm kind of popping around here. Jen says, yay, I need help with it all. Cool. I'm here for you, hon. Alexa says, embarrassing problem. First of all, let me be very clear. There's no embarrassment here. You are with people who are hanging out because they're decluttered. If they're cluttered, no embarrassing problem. Embarrassment is something you've meant to feel. But you say, and it says, dishes stacked up so much and disposal broken cannot have workmen in here. Alexis, how about right now? A little bit Alexis, right? Nah. Remember that from the show Poop? What was it? I can't remember. Schitt's Creek. I'm like poop. Alexis, how about this? I am going to be doing this TikTok live for an hour. Well, technically 51 minutes because it's 9:09 Eastern time where I am. I don't know what your plan is today. This is one of the things. I'm kind of jumping around here. But to help you, one of the things that I offer to the people I coach one-on-one and when I do my TikTok lives and my YouTube lives, chunk it down small enough to just get started. So Alexis, why don't we do the dishes together? Why doesn't somebody else maybe wanting to do dishes? Here, we've got about 60 people right here, right now, early on. And start just with some dishes. So while I'm here keeping you company, why don't you just go over to the sink and pick out like just the spoons? The spoons, Norman, the spoons. Chunk it down into a category, and chunking it down and making things so small that it seems silly that you wouldn't start. Like the overwhelm of all the dishes can be very overwhelming, and overwhelm shuts you down. I like the word down though, because when you chunk it down, you can get started, okay? And that's the only way they're going to get done is a little bit at a time. As I like to say, and it's not Christmas yet, but put one foot in front of the other. You know, all the spoons, then the spoons are done. Then you literally have fewer dishes in your sink. Then pick another category. Maybe you went from the small spoons and you're going to say, I'm going to only wash the stuff that doesn't fit in the dishwasher or is like so big. It's like the serving platters. Okay? But please note, embarrassment stops you. Shyness is fine, but shyness can stop you from doing all the things in life you'd like to. Do not be embarrassed. Embarrassment just jams you up. So put the embarrassment to the side. Nobody else is there. Just do a couple of dishes. Okay? Okay. You got this. Yes, Meggles. Okay. Meggles says, oh, a whole bunch of people. I apologize. Okay, there we go. Meggles has an idea for being tired in the evening but want to get something done. Find one place in the house, she says, or they say, that you want to declutter and put all of that clutter in a basket. Then you can sit in front of the TV and be kind of calm and then go through everything. Yeah, now sometimes in order to go through some things, you need to focus. Other times it can help you to not go so deep and kind of wake up your backseat driver, that negative voice. Maybe you're just like, this is no big deal. I'm watching TV and I'm sorting things into categories. I love it. I love it. What a great idea. And thank you for sharing. Okay. Laura Gibbon Voorhees is decluttering on the outside of her house. She says, I've been weeding my garden and it makes me so happy to see the progress. Beep, 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 like the $6 Million Man. Going back to doing the dishes, seeing your progress. Being proud of yourself for the progress you are making. Okay? So there you go. Awesome. Awesome. Please, we don't do, here where I am, I talk about, I put a line in the middle here, and on the one side we have all the unhelpful words and feelings and phrases, and that's what I call kind of the backseat driver. And on this side, this is where we want to hang out, but we're not used to it because we didn't even know this other side existed. Okay? So embarrassment is on the kind of this crappy side, the backseat driver side. Another more helpful thing is proud. I am being proud of what I did, proud of the accomplishment. Now this is great, and this is a really good thing. There we go, and this is wonderful. Alexis says, I'm getting up to put one thing away right now, and I love this phrase, let's do it together. Now, honestly, if I were not the person talking on this thing for the next 45 minutes or so, I also would be doing dishes. But all of y'all, pick something you want to declutter. Let's use this time. You can listen and learn and do things. You can hear something with your ears and process it through your head and feel things with your heart and do things with your hands at the same time. And the good thing is about dishes and what I like to call surface area clutter, at the very top of kind of the food chain, or actually it would be the bottom, regardless. The very shallow end of the pool is going to be stuff that you can do and you don't even need to think about it. Laura Gibbon Voorhees, even when it's a thing, because she's saying, I put doing the dishes on my daily to-do list so they don't have a chance to pile up. Yeah. And I want to remind you all, we have a Destination Decluttered email group, free, low-key. I'm going to send out an email today with some info in it, but I don't send out a lot of emails, but you have, the resource you get is you get access to a web page that nobody else gets. There's all sorts of info there about when the decluttering parties are, when the lives are, and one of the things you have is right here, and it is a habit tracker that you can download and print for the rest of your life until I decide to take that website down. And you could even save the file and put something like that. Put the do dishes. Excuse me. I burped. Put doing the dishes on your daily habit tracker. Okay? So, love it. Try that. See if it works. All right? Now notice, all of us have different ways of doing things like that. I filled out, this is my September one, okay? I printed it out yesterday and I started filling things out, and today's Monday the 1st. This is mine from last month. I did some stuff. I also didn't do some things. So getting curious about what you did and didn't, this is free. If you want to sign up, if you want to be part of the email group, Destination Decluttered, all one word, destinationdecluttered.com. Scroll down to the bottom of the page, put your email address in, boom, you're done. You get an automatic email that sends you a link to the page. You can download that. You could be done. Like before, you could have that printed out before we even sign off at 10 o'clock Eastern. Okay? Now, this is a fun thing. Wise Owl. Woodsy the Owl. The owl from Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Whoever couldn't get her dishwasher fixed, the workers see hundreds of houses. They fix it and they never call again. Yeah. All righty. SC Native is selling clutter right now at a community yard sale. Woo! That is one of many ways you can let go of your clutter. I love it. Kelly D says, I'm traveling back from a weekend getaway, thinking of what I can declutter later. Now, that's the fun thing I will say about decluttering is, at least the way I do it, I like to have fun and get stuff done. So I love it when I hear people are looking forward to saying, what can I get rid of? Now, Kelly D, I'll offer to you, one of the things I found out because I was traveling for the past 2 weeks is the clothing that I brought on our trip that I tried on and took off and tried on and took off and tried on and took off. That stuff went into the laundry, got clean, folded it up, and I put it in a donation bag. So you may find when you are traveling that you have things you think you're going to wear and then you don't, and there's a reason, and you can easily let it go. Now, I love that. Very cool. All righty. Okay. Karen B says, I have a lot of clothes to go through, but no room to sort them, if that makes sense. I totally get you. I totally get it, Karen B. Do you have a bed? I use the bed and I use the floor. I am so punk rock DIY. It's really funny. I use the floor and I use the bed. I'll use the couch. I'll use a table. Don't get overly fussy and, stuff like that. Okay. Wise Owl says, can you repeat the website? Destination Decluttered. I don't know what a TikTok live looks like from your perspective, but there should be like a little be seeing you with my face in it. It says Beth Slash, and if you look at that and you click on after I'm gone right here, if you like my page, there's a thing that's a link that says Destination Decluttered. Okay. Yeah. Decluttered. Yes, because the Wise Owl, think about this. We don't want a destination declutter. Declutter is present tense. Declutter is a verb. We want whatever that word is. Like decluttered is like, I want to live in a decluttered home. Okay, try that and see if it works, okay? There we go. And yep, and I'm back. I am back, Tammy Lee. Okay, this is great. This is so fun. I love it. Alexis is heading in to start with washing 2 cups. I love it. Because think about it, 100, and this is how we chunk things down. You got 100 dishes in the sink, you wash 2 of them, now you have fewer dishes in the sink. You have 98 dishes in the sink. I love it. Laura Gibbon Voorhees is offering, since we're talking about doing the dishes, when I get the dishes done after dinner, they clean up easier and I get to start the next day clean. So notice, I have a destination of I want to wake up in the morning and not see dirty dishes in the sink. Okay? Now, Kelly D, I want to help you with this one because, again, I jump in and I'm kind of helping people where they're at when they're in the comments. But if I was to start this and I was doing a class or a seminar or something, okay, I would start with the following. And I did this myself. I was sitting in the kitchen waiting for my tea to steep. And I started with this very first one. Everybody. How are you feeling physically right now? How are you feeling physically? Do a scan. Put your hands up here. Wave them like in the air like you just don't care. And then slowly just kind of scan down as if you're going through like the TSA pre or whatever. Do, 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 do. If anything kind of lights up red, like I get headaches sometimes, or, sometimes I'm burping, or like I'm starved, like I'm hungry, right? Or I have to go to the bathroom, or I've got an ache in a shoulder, or wherever. Do a scan, and wherever you're not feeling good physically, right now, take a moment and do something to make yourself feel physically better. Now, my go-to, honestly, is pretty simple. It's usually a glass of water. Or depending upon what I don't feel well, it's going to be the answer to that. An Excedrin, a Triscuit, the delicious homemade biscuit only by Nabisco. I will eat something so if I'm hungry. So the first thing is always checking in with your physical body, because if you guys know, right? If your physical body isn't feeling good, every single other thing you try to do is going to be more difficult. So let's address that core thing. But the next thing is also inside your body. And this is where Kelly D says, I get overwhelmed. Where to begin? Now that's interesting. I love when I am doing the TikTok lives because I get to see the words that you use. If you get overwhelmed, you can also release the overwhelm. And I like to say overwhelm is a feeling, and I like to work on the opposite of overwhelm. So what I would say, overwhelm is a feeling, and you can change that by calming down your nervous system. There's a bunch of words, there's a bunch of phrases that I'm about to give you that are going to help you feel less overwhelmed. And I'm saying this as like the preamble. So if you're interested in writing them down, please write them down. I will not be writing a book. I have written books before. Ta-da! I don't feel like writing books again, but I want you to learn from the good stuff that I have to share with you. So grab something to write with and say, number one, physical, kind of scan down your body and address it. Okay? So take a moment, write that down. I'll take a sip. But the second one, that to me is as important, if not more so than the physical, but sometimes you can't get there if you're feeling crappy physically, is calming down your nervous system, is calming down the overwhelm. So the overwhelm, if it's over, we like to talk about opposites. The opposite is down. Breathing down to the bottom of your lungs. Now, you can't just stay there because you're holding your breath. So slow down your exhale. How about my shoulders are always like this? There's one of the pictures from our wedding that I wish somebody would have said, put your shoulders down, because I look like I have no neck. Write down shoulders down, okay? I like this one, though, because I tend to do, because I'm a declaring life coach, turn down the volume. Because we're in a car, I always use car metaphor. Turn down the volume on the negative self-talk, the what I call your backseat driver, okay? The other one, so shake your body down to the ground. Put something down in one hand and then put it down on the other. This kind of bilateral, disrupting the bilateral symmetry, that type of thing. You can do something to make yourself feel less overwhelmed, and chunking it down is a big thing. Don't look at all of it. All of it is overwhelmed. This freaking whatever's going on in the world is overwhelming. If you allow yourself to feel overwhelmed, you will not be ready for action. And this is both in the country, in the world, but also on a daily basis in your home. So calming down and quieting down, maybe quieting down your environment, okay? And that's where you start. So you've already started, okay? And we've got a bunch of things here, but physical, and then, as I like to say, like your head and your heart. So how are you feeling kind of energetically? The next two are going to be writing things down and chunking things down. Okay? So Mary says, I have to start today. Well, I like to be a little punk rocker and be like, who says? Who says you have to start today? I feel stressed and stuck. Okay, notice it's a feeling. What could you do right now to make yourself feel less stressed? I bet some of those things that I just said, the calming down and the quieting down and the chunking down, writing down, okay? I feel stressed and stuck. Well, let's get you moving. Where do you want to start? Start small, but just start. Yes, disconnect your shoulders from your ears. Okay. There we go. Sherry says, now I'm feeling good enough to move to start the dishes. Okay, here's the thing. I will just share with everybody here. We've got almost 100 people here, and a number of people have been brave enough to put their comments in the comments section and mention that the dishes are jamming them up. I know for a stone cold fact that I have dirty dishes in our sink in the kitchen. And so you're not alone if you have dishes in your sink or on wherever they happen to be. Why not take some time right now? Because when I do a TikTok live, and I do these almost every day, and when I don't do them, I let you know that I'm not doing them so you don't get worried that, I fell in the ocean or something. I do these TikTok lives for an hour. And so I'm here with you for another half an hour or so. Why not start the dishes? I do a TikTok live and a YouTube live, and I'll flail my hands around and all things, but you do not miss very much if you take your eyes away from the screen, which the people who buy the screens, make the screens and create the content don't want you to do it. I say do it. Don't look at me. Don't look at me. Ah. No, look at your dishes. Everybody here could probably benefit from washing some dishes, so let's all do it together. Okay? So let's do that. All righty. Now I love it. Now Oceanana says, okay, you said something that just got me interested in starting something, anything. Notice earlier somebody said I have no motivation. Now I don't know quite what it was. And Oceanana says, I got interested. Yeah, that's a motivation. Okay, that is a motivation. To me, if I don't see why I'm doing something, I'm really reticent to do it. When it makes sense to me as to why I'm doing something, even if it's something I'm kind of dragging my feet on. Okay? So I offer this to you as decluttering. Decluttering has got a bad rap or a bad rep. A reputation, a rap sheet. I don't know. I don't watch Dragnet. All right. There we go. Oceanana says, heading into the bedroom to strip the sheets off the bed and fill my medications. Okay. Wonderful. Okay. We're all in this together. All right. We are all in this together. There we go. Wise Owl says, I put on a great TikTok DJ and cranked her up the last time I did the dishes. Yes. Make the unfun. How can you make the things that you've previously thought are unfun or truly are just kind of mundane? Doing the dishes, doing the laundry, like that kind of, as I like to say, the surface area decluttering. Find ways to make it more fun for you. Mignon says, I just folded towels while listening to you. See, you can do these things. You guys to do this. Now, I love it. Nana Jo says, back to school tomorrow and a schedule. Yeah. Notice the people who are scheduled often think we don't need a schedule. Like in the summer, we want to just kind of flail around, and that can be fun. But then getting back to a schedule also allows you to see where you have time to do things and where you don't. All right? And yeah, I will say little bits at a time. Nana Jo's doing the dishes too. There we go. Jay has got a divorce. That's one way of decluttering your life. I've done that myself. If you were a parent, I'm not a parent, but I bet you would tell your kids that there are some things in life that you have to do that are not particularly fun. They're not painful. They're just kind of boring. So I like to say mundane. So you need to generate some energy to do it. Putting on a DJ and putting on some music can do that. Listening to a podcast, right? Listening to me, whatever I'm doing here, a TikTok Live. Beth, Destination Decluttered. Destination like a road trip or any kind of trip because I travel. Finding a way that motivates you. Boop. That is fun for you, that it makes it not so painful to get stuff done, so you just get it done. There we go. Felice Brown, I love this. Throwing laundry down the stairs, one piece at a time, towards the washing machine. And you know what you're doing? You're getting closer to destination dirty clothes at the washing machine. I love it. Okay, and Oceanana says, dealing with bursitis, very painful. Oh, hon. However, I will do what I can with one arm, then rest. Oceanana, I know you're struggling with the heart, the body stuff, because we've coached together. What I want to offer to you is, maybe today you're decluttering, and this is a great day. I'll offer this to everybody, okay? Maybe today is not the best day to do some physical decluttering. Maybe today would better be spent writing down and chunking down and making a plan. Now, I don't know if bursitis is going to affect like your writing arm, but you could also text things into your phone, unless you're watching me on the phone. You could type it on your computer. You could get out some papyrus and a quill. I don't know. But what I will notice is, please go back to what I just said. If you're a physical body, I don't want you hurting your physical body, because your physical body is the only thing that's keeping your soul on this planet, your feeling body. So take care of it. Okay, so maybe today is a great day to just start jotting down some of the things that you would like to have done. I guess I could have made my coaching called Destination Done. It's kind of boring. It's kind of boring. I like decluttered, because that's the wheelhouse I'm in. Okay? So I offer to you, everybody, and especially as we all age, your physical body is gonna like hurt from you breathed wrong, or you turned in the car to grab something, and the next thing you know, you've got a hernia. Okay? Now, Therapy Gal Sue, Anna and Sue, I think, or excuse me, Oceanana. I almost called you Anna. That's so funny. You guys know each other because you've been part of the decluttering parties, things like that. Therapy Gal Sue says, got up earlier today and writing down my decluttering schedule for this week. Write down it, and then you can also do 15 minutes of it. Yeah, good. So this is what we do here, okay? This is what we do. We are here for each other. We are not judgmental. No. We are not going to embarrass you. We're not going to shame you. We're not going to beat you up. We're not going to talk mean to you. That is the voice in your head that's the backseat driver. And the mean voice is what has stopped you from doing the stuff you want to do, and even the stuff you don't want to do, like the decluttering. We remind ourselves that we live on the other side, that there is another side. And think about it. It can be as simple as, like, if a crabby voice does not motivate you, maybe a loving, encouraging, friendly, fun voice will. You know? Now, Jay is asking, remind me of your live schedule. Now, Jay, I will share this with you. One of the things I have found to be successful for me as a coach is to honor my circadian rhythms, so that's what I'm going to go with. I'm sure there's a better way of doing it. If I was writing a book, I'd cross it out and find something better. But this is live, not Memorex. My live schedule varies from day to day. And I bet your schedule varies from day to day. I am not a robot, so I don't like acting like one. Except maybe when I'm doing dancing. I'm a dancing machine, right? So every day, my TikTok lives and my YouTube lives are scheduled at different times, but there is a schedule. How you find that schedule is you just join the Destination Decluttered email mailing list, and you do that at my website, Destination Decluttered, past tense, destinationdecluttered.com. This would be really cool. I just realized I cannot type into the comments here, but those of you who know my website, it's destinationdecluttered.com. Could you just type it into the your comments so that the visual learners can see what it looks like? Okay, and it's destinationdecluttered.com. That's where you sign up for the email group. And when you do that, it's wicked easy, low key. I don't sell you anything because I don't like to sell. I worked in retail enough, okay, people? But you get a link to a secret page on my website that nobody else gets the link to, and that has the schedule there. And I will share with you, I took some time yesterday to do that, the decluttering, the TikTok schedule and the YouTube schedule, and it is scheduled through Saturday, September 13th. So if you want to know, Jay, it's a baby whale. If you want to know when I am going to be live on TikTok and YouTube, destinationdecluttered.com. Okay? Now, Sherry Hooper says, I appreciated the reminder for Saturdays. Oh, you're welcome. I don't do that a lot, though. Okay? Yeah, and user 616440 says, sign up for the mailing list. You won't regret it. Yeah, it's not one of those ones I hate. I don't do what I don't like to happen to me, so I don't like bombard people with emails. That's why, seriously, I remind you, and maybe it's one of those things that you write down to check the secret page, okay? To check the secret page. Alrighty, now Pam is saying wrong link, and here's the funny thing. I could write it down, but it's going to look backwards. But when you're done, when you sign out of this Destination Decluttered TikTok, okay, is you will see it on my TikTok page. You can follow me here, but usually I don't know if I'm going to start to do more kind of recorded videos, but regardless, there's ways you can find out when I'm live. Okay, so destinationdecluttered.com. Now, enough of me telling you about that. Let me help you with the decluttering. So let's back it up. I'll go to kind of my easy peasy framework that I love to repeat. Physically, how are you feeling? Physically, scan from the crown of your head down to the bottom of your toes. 2, calming down your nervous system, or even maybe revving up your nervous system if you're feeling kind of glum. Okay? The next thing will be up here, before you ever touch an item in your house, you have to get a green light from your head and your heart before your hand even moves. It's like being in traffic. Okay? There we go. Insight just said, just join the email group on YouTube. I will be doing a YouTube live later today. I've got some stuff to go on, do now in between then. And that's at noontime Eastern at Destination Decluttered on YouTube. Okay? So, Pam says wrong link, copied it from email. Don't share that email, okay? Don't share that. Pam, if for some reason the link I gave in the emails, and it may have happened, I'm a single entrepreneur here, just email me and I'll send you the right link, okay? You can also usually I try to hyperlink my links, okay? So let me know what's happening and I can help you fix it, okay? From the crown on down. This is good. You could do this every morning. From the crown on down, how am I feeling? Then you say in my heart, how am I feeling? Am I like this? Am I like this? Am I somewhere in between? And then what can I do to get myself started? Now, I find to be very helpful to write down some stuff. Now, I don't know about you, but when you go to the grocery store or you have a what do you call it? Totally lost my train of thought. Some stuff you want to do. One of the things you may do already is write down what you want to do. So write down some things you want to do, and it doesn't even have to be today. A to-do list can be from now until you're dead. Work backwards. You're on your deathbed. Na. You're on your deathbed right now. Look back at your life. What are some things you will be really pissed at yourself when you're on your deathbed that you didn't do? Write that stuff down. Acknowledge it. Writing something down will increase the likelihood that you will make those things happen, more so than if you just leave them quiet up in your head. Again, I picture myself walking into the grocery store. It is so much more difficult for me to find what I need if I leave the list up here. But if I write it down, I can constantly just be checking against, this is what I want, this is what I got. Okay? So writing things down. But writing things down, you've done that before, and some things you've written down and it has been easier. Okay, Jelly Bee, nice to see you. What here? We got a lot of stuff. Okay, Insight, I've been so overwhelmed, it's so hard to even get started. Okay, the overwhelm. Okay, this is a really simple thing. Write this down. Overwhelm on one side of a paper, but then the opposite. The opposite of your of overwhelm is going to be calming down your nervous system. Do not allow yourself to get so overwhelmed, to feel so overwhelmed. What's the feeling of overwhelm? Okay? What's the feeling of overwhelm? Where do you feel how do you know? What are the clues that you're overwhelmed? Write those down and then share them with me. Write them down, and writing down things in the comments is writing down. When I get overwhelmed, I kind of feel my head go up and I'm like, oh my God, this is so much, right? So if looking up at everything overwhelms me, I do the opposite. I look down, I chunk it down. You know? All right. Oh, Kate Kager has tears. Here, hon. Here, I get tissue. Here, you get this. Okay? So, discover what your feelings are that tell you the words, I am overwhelmed. And not even I am overwhelmed. I have the feeling of overwhelm. Okay? So Jay says easily overstimulated. So this is why I use the word down so much in my coaching. Quieting down your environment. Close the windows, close the doors. Maybe it's too bright. Maybe you turn down the lamps. Maybe instead of getting overwhelmed because you're looking at it all, again, over visual stimulation. I'm a visual person, even though I wear glasses all the time. Chunking down. Okay? Chunking down. Yeah. And this is the thing. There are many reasons why many of us, there are a variety of reasons you keep stuff. It's not all the same reason. A.C. Wilde says, and this is why I'm a decluttering life coach, says my problem is, it's good that you say it's a problem because then there's a solution. I keep stuff for companionship. I fill up the space because when I have too much space, I'm feeling loneliness. Yeah. So notice, the clutter has very little to do with the things themselves. It's more that they are taking up space that is empty because there may not be other people there. So A.C. Wilde, I offer this to you. We can help declutter your home of stuff. But as we do that, if you know that the feeling of loneliness is causing you to go out and buy things and keep clutter, let's help you feel less lonely. Are you on the email list? Are you on the Pen Pal list, which is a subset of the people on the in the email group? Have you reached out to somebody? Connect. Okay? But notice there are many times deeper issues that cause you to hang on to stuff that if those issues had a solution, you would feel less likely to hang on to the things. Okay? And see, people are saying you're not alone. Yeah. Okay? Yeah. Now, Wise Owl says a Discord would be great. Could be a thing. All right? So chunking down. Kimmy says, chunking down, what's that? You do it every day. You make things into smaller pieces. Anything you can make into smaller pieces. You're cutting up a banana. It's a big banana. You cut it into smaller pieces. You have a plate, you have to walk from here to here to get to wherever breakfast is. You go there step by step. So anything that you've written down that still makes you feel overwhelmed, I want to drive from Pennsylvania to Palm Springs. It's a bit overwhelming. There's a lot of, here's my map. I like to use a map as a visual because I live in the U.S., so here's here. This can be overwhelming. A cross-country road trip can be overwhelming, but people do it all the time. And you know how they do it? They chunk it down into miles. How many miles can I comfortably drive today? Then you stop and you recover and you wake up and you start again. And you stop and recover and wake up and start again. And then sometimes you get off course and sometimes you like a place where you are and you want to hang out there a while. Okay? So chunking down is literally taking something from like a mile to a yard to a foot to an inch to a half inch, is making things so small that you feel almost a little bit silly not picking up one of the spoons from your dirty dishes and just at least cleaning a spoon. Okay? Now I love it. Pam says, I will put your YouTube videos on continuous play today while I pick up. No commercials now. Very cool. Yeah. So I have a Destination Decluttered YouTube channel. I also do lives there where I just pretty much exactly like this. The cool thing, though, I will share is that I tend to get a lot of people who are just scrolling by here on TikTok. I love TikTok. I scroll on TikTok myself. When you sign up for TikTok, or excuse me, let me just do this one thing. When you go to a YouTube live, there will be one at noontime today, noontime Eastern, because I'm on the East Coast of the United States. There are substantially fewer people who show up, so you can ask more questions and we can get more in depth. But yeah, speaking of the YouTube channel, the Destination Decluttered YouTube channel, I will say to you, and let me just check. There's a Y, it pops up. There are 810 free videos for you to choose from. Don't get overwhelmed by them. Just pick one. They're all kind of the same because they're all recordings of a live. Like this TikTok live from September 1st, 2025 will be recorded, is being recorded, will be downloaded, and then I will create a September 2025 playlist and put it on there. So if you've missed something, you came in late, or I said something and you're like, what was that she said? This is another way of learning, is being able to go back and watch. Can you imagine if back in the day, like when we were in school, if we could actually go back and watch the recordings of the classes we were in and fill in the blanks and repeat them and see what they said because they had like closed captioning on them, slowing it down and backing up until you get it. Can you imagine how awesome that would be? I probably would have learned a hell of a lot more than I did. So that is a valuable and free resource to you. Okay? Also, to be very clear, I give a lot away. I am a generous motherfucker. Okay? I give a lot away, but I also am able to do that because I have wonderful clients who pay me to be just there for them and not hundreds of people at the same time. I do one-on-one life coaching, group decluttering life coaching with people on Zoom. And I will be opening up my schedule again. Probably this whole week is still kind of chaotic, but after next week. So I just wanted to kind of plant that seed that you will not see, you will not hear me talking about it a lot right now because my website's not set up for it. But when it is, I just want to let you know that's great. Okay. So I'm going to back up here, and I love this. I love it. Always finding the goodness. Okay. All right, so Mignon says, I don't have trouble with letting go of things. I need someone other than myself to be accountable. Okay, so notice that about yourself. External, I call it external accountability because it's outside of us versus internal accountability. And everybody has a varying degree of percentage of what works better. So one of the things I'll say, Mignon, is if you like people to be accountable to, one of the great things is these decluttering TikToks. You know when I sign up, and you can say, I'm going to show up. Kat Roby is not here today. I think she's on vacation, but there's somebody who shows up in the comments, and she'll be like, I'm here. I'm queer. Get used to it. I don't know if she's queer. I was just doing the rhyme. But she says, this is what I'm going to do for the next hour, and she writes it out. And she uses all of us, as external accountability. So maybe that's something you do just with what I am offering. But maybe you have a friend who is struggling with clutter. Maybe you can be clutter buddies. All right, clutter buddies. All right, clutter buddy, it's Monday. What are we going to do for just a half an hour today? I'll call you, you call me. You know, maybe we'll do it on, what do you call that, FaceTime? Maybe not. But notice the things you need to make it easier for you. You need accountability. Let's get it. If loneliness is making you add crap to your house, let's do something about the loneliness. Okay? Yeah. Okay. Now I love this. You know, Jay has been noticing that I am naturally chunking things down. Yeah, and Stephanie is saying, I get so much done during your weekend lives. Thank you for being here. Yeah, no, also what we do, and you said weekend lives, I don't always do the weekend lives because I am a human. I'm only human, of flesh and blood made. I have a life too. But one of the things we have done on weekends is decluttering parties. We've got 3 decluttering parties coming up this month. And that is like a more official getting together, and everybody is there to declutter together. Okay? Oh, I love it. Judy says, oh, and it just, Beth has helped me to chunk down cluttered spots, and that's helped me not be overwhelmed. Yeah, and I would offer this with everybody who is using the word overwhelm. Change the word you put in it right before that, okay? When you say I am overwhelmed, no, I feel overwhelmed. Overwhelm is a feeling, and you can change your feeling. Judy said, it helps me not be overwhelmed. There's plenty of things you can be, but overwhelmed is a feeling. So change the be. Help me not feel overwhelmed. Now, this may sound like I'm an English teacher kind of doing editing, but you would be amazed at the words you use are powerful MFs. Okay? So I say to you, your words are powerful. Sticks and stones may break your bones, they will. And names can hurt me. Because I bet you're calling yourself names right now. So just because we said it during, just because it rhymes or you grew up with it, question authority, as the t-shirts used to say, or this, names can hurt you. Words can hurt. Words can help. Words can hinder. So notice the words you use and change them into better words. Okay? So good stuff. Yay, good morning, everybody. I love it. Stephanie says, when you're not on, I stalk your YouTube channel. I love it, Stephanie. Because I would so much rather you stalk me on YouTube than in real life. That would be really creepy, and I really don't want that to happen. But yeah, and the YouTube channel has 810 videos, and it's going to have 812 by the end of today. All right. Now, so let me notice this, okay? I'm going to back up. Kimmy says, I've cleared out 2 houses after death, but can't do my own. The reason it's difficult for all of us to declutter is because our stuff tells us stories. You look at something, and it's almost like a jack-in-the-box. A folder in your brain opens up and starts to tell you a story of that item. But you can't hear that from anybody else's stuff. So it's easy for me to go into somebody else's house because I can't hear the stories. So don't be surprised when you can't do your own. I have learned to listen to my stories and then say, is keeping this item that kind of contains this story helping me live the life I want to live or making it more difficult? And if it's on the side of more difficult, I find a way to release that because I don't want that. I don't want to make it more difficult for me to live the life I want. Opposite, I want to make it more easy to live the life. Okay? Now, Judy says the decluttering parties are helpful. The tickets will go live this afternoon, I promise. Denise says, I can't throw anything out. I have nothing from my childhood. So notice, you guys, notice how the way you grew up affects the way you are living right now. You will never technically be able to go back in time and give your younger self that doll. But you can give it to yourself now, and you can start to heal that if you want to. But notice, here's the deal, you guys. This is the thing. You have something from your childhood. You have a story of how you never got anything. And that story of I never had anything as a child is causing your today you to buy things to fill that hole in your heart that's been there since being a kid. So just notice that. And sometimes that can be okay. But the problem we run into is when we don't know when to stop. Where we don't know when to stop. That the hole is not being, healed up by no matter how many toys you put in it, you're still feeling empty. Welcome to consumerism, people. Seriously. So notice that maybe there's something different that can heal that in you. And also notice when you think you're doing a good thing by buying all the toys for your kids or saving everything because your people pitched everything out, that it could be you could be creating a different yet similar problem of not feeling good because you're feeling overwhelmed by the amount of stuff you have. Okay? So I just offer to you, okay? Yeah, Grandma Giggle says, I never had pretty clothes or many of them when I was young, so I'm making up for lost time. Now, I never had, notice, past, present, future. In the past, I never had any pretty clothes. So I bet when you're out shopping, you hear that. I deserve the pretty clothes because I never had them as a child. But now notice what's happening. You've said that to yourself for so long. Now my clothes closets are bubbling over. Now that can be a fun feeling, but that can also be kind of a not good feeling. Yeah. So here's a fun thing, Denise, and I share this with you. Denise, your kids are different from you. They didn't have the experience you had. They had the experience they had of you being their mom. So notice, Denise, you says, I just haven't gotten rid of all my kids' stuff because I want them to have their stuff. Okay? I want them to have what I didn't have. And isn't that a good sign of any parent or I'm an auntie? I want you to have what I didn't have. If you want it, though. If you want it. So, Denise, what I would highly recommend, because this can be eye-opening, and this is where we kind of break the chains of generational clutter, is ask your kids if they want the stuff that you saved for them, that they didn't save it for themselves. You saved it for them. Ask your children if they want it. Now, the crazy thing is, they may not want it because they may say, I don't want any of that. My mother saved everything and I get overwhelmed by all this stuff and I don't know what to do with it. And you're already saying they probably don't want it either. Ask them. Because that's decluttering, helping somebody else. But ask yourself, the stuff of mine that I've saved for me, start with yourself. Do I want it now that I have it or not? This is why I am Beth, Destination Declutter, Decluttering Life Coach. And oh my God, you guys, I just looked and I'm so bummed. Can we do this again? If you like this, I love doing this. I love getting into this stuff. It really fills a place that has been missing in my life. So I am here for you if you want to do this. But it's 9:59 and I start coaching momentarily, so I have to sign off. But a couple of things is if you like what you heard today, I am doing TikTok lives for another couple of days this week. There's a schedule, destinationdecluttered.com, okay? Destinationdecluttered, past tense.com. You can follow me here on TikTok and happen to find me when I'm live, or better yet, if you join the email group, you will get the schedule of when I show up live. Now, I will be doing a YouTube live today at noontime Eastern, okay? And I wish we could continue all these conversations. Maybe I'll do a thing where I just do a marathon like the Jerry Lewis telethon or something, because it is that weekend, right? But at the moment, I have to start jumping into my one-on-one clienting, okay? But feel free, please consider joining the email group, getting the schedule. People on the group, don't forget to print out your habit tracker and start tracking your habits, okay? I wish I could hang out with you guys, but I gotta go. It's been lovely to meet you, lovely to see you, and I will see you again soon, okay? Bye. Oh, look at that big hand. Let me try this. There we go.